Okay, so PMD is again pretty similar to find bugs. So what is and why PMD? So it's static Java source code analysis. So findbox is actually using a bytecode. A PMD is using source code. So it could actually check unused fields, empty try and catch finally blocks, unused method parameters, and many more based on code rule set. Okay. So basically the rule set is actually represented in a Java code. So in this case, unused code rules will check, for example, unused private field, unused local variable, unused private method, unused parameter, and things like that. And there are in fact many ready-to-use rule set, as you will see in a few minutes, and you can of course create your own rule set. So in terms of rule set, yeah, these are basically set up rule set that are actually provided. Basic rules, JSF, JSP, braces rules, code size, design rules, import statement rules, Java EE rules, Java beans rules, JUnit rules, and logging rules. As you can see, it has a lot. And it's not just those things. It also contains optimization, strict exception rules, string and string buffer rules, and security code guidelines, type resolution rules, unused code rule set. So understanding this rule set will, in fact, will teach you good coding practice because both findbox and the PMD, they capture these best practice guidelines in the form of rule set. So these are again the sample examples. Empty catch block. Of course, you shouldn't have empty catch block. Jumbled incrementer. This is something that we have already seen in the findbox as well. So if you have like a temporary variable incremented both inside the for loop and inside the body. I mean, that's actually jumbled incrementer example. For loop should be while loop. In general, while loop should be preferred because that gives you a better readability. Override both equals and hash code. So when you are overriding object equals and hash code, you want to actually override both instead of just one. Okay, because they are in fact related. Because hash code could be actually used to provide the equals functionality. And return from finally block. So avoid returning from finally block because it will discard exceptions. And empty static initializer, empty static initializer was found. So I mean, again, these are just kind of the examples. Okay. All right. So let's move on. Avoid thread group. So avoid is basically again something that is actually found in Java code. Thread group is not thread safe sometimes, and broken null check. So this is something again we have seen in findbox example as well. Okay, so in terms of how to get started, you can actually certainly download the PMD and you can actually run it at the command line, and typically again you're going to use inside your IDE. So this is pretty much the same as previous tools. So for Maven support, you don't actually have to have this thing. It will be automatically. You can just type Maven and PMD : Maven, and it will run. And this is actually used only when you want to actually have some special configurations. So this is the command that you can actually run: Maven PMD PMD : then it will generate report XML. In terms of best practices, so choose the rules that are right for you, because there are a lot of rules in every rule set. So having all these rules enabled will give you a lot of information, and sometimes that could be just too much. So you might want to in fact pick and choose, and use PMD within ID. That's probably a lot easier to deal with. All right, so let's take a look at the lab documentation. So you're going to install PMD plugin for your Eclipse, and you can actually check the rule set. If you actually go to the current rule set here, you are going to see a lot of rule set I just talked about. It does even actually provide Android rule set, basic rule set, the ECMA JavaScript rule set, and JSF, JSP, XML, braces, and so a bunch of those things, and security code guidelines. And if you actually check any of this, it will give you a sense of what kind of things it will check. Okay. All right. Okay, so actually I want to go, yeah, here you go. So we just check the rule set, and then you're going to configure the PMD. So you go to your preferences. So let me just go to my preferences here. I'm going to actually go to preferences and PMD. Expanded rules configuration. So for now, I configured basic rules. Basically, the way that you are going to import the rule set is click import rule set, and you can pick and choose all these rule set. Okay. So for now, what I have configured on my system is basic rules and the code size rule and controversial rules, design rules, and naming rules. Okay, so I'm going to actually go to different perspective, and I'm going to run PMD, check code with a PMD. Alright, so we got all the PMD. So oh, this is actually findbox, so let me actually remove findbox things. Okay, yeah, so these are actually from the from PMD. So I want to actually just go to the code. Yeah, I want to actually see the owner validator. So I'm going to just open owner validator here. And actually, I thought I should see owner validator. So yeah, I actually added the code rules, code size rules, and design rules, and naming rules, and I saved them all. And here I'm going to actually run PMD. And oh, okay. So oh, okay. I'm actually looking for owner. Okay. So let's try to see owner. Just code. Oh, not an interface owner. Actually, I meant the. I'm gonna actually go to this package. Oh, not the web app. So I want to actually go to Java code. Here we go. Yeah, this is the code. Okay, so I actually expect the this one is supposed to be actually picked up. This is the case that the parameter and the variable names are actually the same, so that is actually not recommended. So let me see why it's not actually finding it. So let me see if I can actually run here. PMD. Okay, here you go. So this is the case. Not the local, this one. Oh, here you go. So avoid assigning parameters such as a name. So in this case, the name is a parameter as well as it's actually a variable here. So it's a little bit confusing. So the recommendation is you want to use different name like L and L or something like that, right? And then if you save it, and then you can see it is actually removed. Okay. And if you actually go back again, then if I actually run it again and the save, then you see the PMD also now shows a violation. Okay, so that is this violation. Okay. All right, so that is pretty much what I have. That's what I actually showed you here. You can just change it, yeah. So. And this is actually using NetBeans, and then I think yeah, that's pretty much it. So let me just save.